Officially, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome out to the Options Income Launchpad Wednesday Market Midpoint. I am Scott. I will be your host. As always, what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing said or done should be considered or intended as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. Information, education purposes only, and we do not give investment advice. We're not brokers or advisors. Decisions made should be at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Our agenda. Let's look at the opening analysis. What's going on? What happened overnight? So I did a little bit more diving into the whole tariff, Supreme Court tariff. But they say that it's unlikely, it's unlikely to have a decision until the spring or the summer. Does that sound right to everyone else? Maybe I was skimming. I probably was skimming, to be fair. But my understanding is that, they hear arguments and then it's, gets considered and it percolates for a little while maybe. And then they give, in the spring is the earliest you'll get a decision. So, the fact that we keep mentioning it as if it's like relevant market news, unless people are going to listen to the arguments and be like, and they call it 50-50. They say it's a 50-50. It's a toss-up. So I don't know if there's like, hey, we're going to listen in and see who has better arguments, and then the market will react to that, or it's really kind of trivial right now. It doesn't really impact anything until the actual decision comes. Ken says, yes, that sounds about right. Lee as well. Okay. So I'm really taking it out of the equation. It doesn't matter if they're about to hear a case. Oh, they're about to hear a case. Oh. What matters is and it seems like, I said this yesterday. I said, the Republicans are saying that the Democrats just want to get through the election. Democrats had a night. I mean, it was like 2 governors' races and then the Prop 50 in California. But swept it. And, the exit polls were saying that people are not happy with the economy, not happy with immigration, and not happy with the shutdown. And so, I don't know. I think maybe there could be a little motivation to have a discussion about healthcare and then get the government open and then go from there. Market always listens to the arguments, tries to predict which arguments were better, which justice says what. Okay. Throw the bums out. Thank you. David and I, we see it eye to eye, man. Like I think throw them all out. So, all right, I think maybe it'll be interesting to then see. John is not feeling that there's going to be any progress coming back. Hopeful? I'm just hopeful, I guess. I don't know. All right. Opening analysis, market posture, revisiting. Mindset for open trades. Not a lot of open trades, but I think that new trades are lining up on deck, taking some practice swings, getting ready. We'll review the opportunity list. Last night we ran a search. If you didn't see it, I'll post the video. We ran a search, found some great consumer discretionary things. Anybody do their homework? The homework was anyone who attended was supposed to then run. It's only supposed to take them 10 minutes to go run the same search, one industry group at a time, and review the industrial sector. Melody did. Boom. Gold star. Psh, gold star. Give me your favorites, Melody, and anybody else. You can just give it. You can just put one thing. I've got my note card on my pen. So if you found some favorites, give them to me. Okay. Okay. Sarah did. So love it. Of course you guys did. The ladies did the assignment. The guys are probably in trouble. Sounds just like school to me. Well done, you two. Yeah, stick them on there. Missed some of the parameters, so we'll see the video. What do I think of AGNC? I'll take a look. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Okay. Setups is definitely something we're looking for today, and trading plan progress section of the week. Let's go. Let's look at AGNC. I'll go through them right now, actually, and then I can just add them. So I'll show you what we found. So here's AGNC. What do I think? Ooh, I mean, it's getting a nice little turn today, or yesterday it did. Corporate REIT. Oh, okay, it's a real estate investment trust. Probably pays. Okay, let's see, what does it pay? 12 cents. What is that about? About 1%. I mean, it pays about 1% a month, and it's gone up. So that looks pretty okay. I gotta say, I might even think about that as if you had any intentions for income. It's got options. You could sell covered calls. It's got a good trend. It's got a decent dividend. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Costco. Yeah, Costco, which is a lot of times is so strong. I have to wonder if Costco's thinking about a split. Right? Anytime you're hovering around that $1,000 mark, I have to think if there's like, should we split this? Right? Should we give this like a 4 or 5 to 1? Because when it was down here at 400, 500, you can see big strong move up. And obviously the split is really about a psychological price level. If someone looks at Costco and they're like, oh, it's $1,000 stock, that's expensive. And then later they're like, oh, it's 200, I'll buy it at 200. Even if they buy 1/5 of what they would have bought, there's a psychological element there. So I don't know. Right now, I would say it's a bit in a consolidation. But I'm definitely a fan of Costco at various times. Okay, let's go look. Let's reload you. What's the news? Jobs came back okay. Right? Jobs came back okay. Last time it was a negative surprise. And this time we were expecting 22 and we got 42. Now 42 is not even sustaining, right? Sustaining is like 70 to 100,000 a month. So it's still concerning that it's only 42. But 42 up is a lot better than any kind of additional regression within that market. And this is it. This is what the Fed gets. We're not going to get Department of Labor non-farm payroll numbers on Friday. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's we said if it was a negative number, it could be very, very difficult for the market to process. But we got what we wanted, a positive number. That's good. It actually caused the market to pull back a little bit. Or I mean, not the market, but the expectations. We got back to the 70s. It's dialed back. This is pretty steady through here, 66, 68. This is the expectations of another Fed cut come the December meeting. What else? U.S. shutdown is now Washington's longest ever. Oh. Okay. Anything else? McDonald's, U.S. sales beat in challenging environment. Okay. Oil steadies. So the futures are, let me reload this. This seems weird, but they look negative, but they're actually not. I mean, the Dow is 0.17 positive. The NASDAQ is minus 0.1. Oh yeah, we're not futures anymore. I don't know why this is off. Let's go get to our charts. I think we have a sense of it. AEIS. Okay, here's an industrial. Let's take a look at this. Thank you, Melody. AEIS. AEIS. Ooh, beautiful stock. Just reported earnings last night. They were expecting 115. They got 174. Smashed it. Gapped up. We'll see how well this holds, but yeah, I like this. I think great trend, pull back towards the, and on a retracement. I think it's very, very nice on the list. Well done. AEIS. Here are all the new ones I found for consumer discretionary. Ross Stores, trending. No, it's not time now. Remember, when we search, we don't search for trades. We search for stocks to watch. We put them on our watch list and we watch them for trades. We don't skip steps. So the question just is this good enough to add to our watch list? Ross Stores and TJ Maxx, these are retail stores, obviously. As I put the chart up, I think TJ Maxx I think Ross Stores is a little better by trend. This one does actually seem like it's trying to bounce. Like, oh, this looks like it could be actually a viable. However, the funny thing is I actually tend not to trade things that look tradable when they first pop onto my list. I like to watch a little while. So it's unlikely that one actually becomes something that I would trade. GM and Ford is already on our list. And you can see there's some correlation there, which we would expect amongst an industry group. So we have two to consider now from that area. SES. Now this one, you might be thinking, what are you doing, Scott? This was just one that I was like, oh, it's a low price stock. It kind of snuck in. It's not really for options. It does have implied volatility that's like in the 150%. It's like, no, you don't need to trade options on a $2 stock. But I was just kind of looking at it like, oh, you know what? This thing can move. if you're ever thinking to yourself, yeah, I wouldn't mind trading. Now, for me personally, at this point, I'm not like, oh, it's going to bounce the 50. It's too much, but I am going to watch it. You can kind of see here's this consolidation, right? So we're just waiting to see if this thing can bounce up, come back, and then go. But yeah, I'm like, hey, I'll take a stab if I could catch a bounce from 2 to 3, put a stop here, and catch this. I think that would be a. We'll just kind of keep an eye on it. It's a little bit outside of our norm, which is okay. GTX. Car parts. No, car manufacturer. I can't remember exactly. Car something or other. Garrett Motion. It was the best one we had. I just want to keep an eye and just kind of see. It broke out on earnings, so maybe there's something that develops here. Macy's made the list. Wayfair. Wayfair's on a pullback. Wayfair's an old friend. We've traded Wayfair. Wayfair's pulling back from an old high after it had a strong earnings. Let's see what the earnings look like. Expecting an 18-cent loss, they actually made 70 cents a share. It's pretty phenomenal. It's a little better than expected. That can help cause a gap and then start a trend. That's for sure. Here, they were expecting to lose 32 cents, and they made 87, and it gapped up. And then made a little bit of an advance. Didn't do that much after, to be fair. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on it. PDD, Chinese internet company or Chinese something company. That looks pretty strong. REAL, the real. For real, the real. Does anyone know what this is? It's fun, the real. I'm going to look into it. This one's got earnings coming up soon, so we'll keep an eye on this. And, of course, Best Buy. So, yeah, there's a few new things. We haven't had a lot of good consumer discretionary. These are leaders across the various groups. Best-looking price trends with the highest amount of liquidity is essentially what we're looking for. So those will be added to our watch list. They're not going to be on our watch list today. I haven't had a chance to get them in there. Let's go look at market-related things. So is the IWM down almost 2%? No. See, I thought that was wrong. Yahoo's got some issues this morning. Yahoo Finance has some issues. The Russell is up, actually, 0.39, holding on the 50. Let's see if it can hold support. Here is the Dow real quickly. Dow, everything looks fine. It's holding support. Here is the NASDAQ, QQQ, holding support. Here is the SPY. It's flat, down 0.02. Now it's up 0.01. It's flat. Here is the... Nope. Here is the VIX. Okay, now, is it a lower high right now because this body's a little below the bottom of this body? No, that's not enough for me yet. But tomorrow, if I got a second day, then I'd be like, oh, that's a little bit better. But it's certainly setting up. And I'll tell you what, market posture is a 5. Would I be willing to maybe put a trade on that doesn't have full confirmation, but a bit of anticipatory characteristics? I think I would. But to me, we popped, and now we look like we could be dropping. That looks very much like what I would be expecting and anticipating for a bullish move. I'm here for it. I'm excited about it. I think we're, getting our engines warmed up. Ready to go. Okay, let's get to the watch list. But we're not going to force trades. We're not in a rush. Whoops. Apple looks fantastic. I would love to trade Apple. I would still consider this flagging. That's the pole. That's the flag. getting a great setup. So if this thing, if and when this turns, and again, I'm okay with it all the way back to here. So if it keeps pulling back and then it turns, great. If it breaks the flag, great. Anything in between, I'm here for it. That's a check mark. Yeah, let's go. Apple setting up. AbbVie. We don't have a lot from healthcare, but if this is not the representation that I'm looking for. AbbVie is gone. Archer Daniels from consumer staples, gone. We don't need to watch this. We'll replace it with something else. We never got a good trade from that anyways. Amazon, waiting to see where this consolidation ends up, but I would say that's setting up. ANET, they reported expected 65, they got 75. That's pretty good. But a gap down, which means they must have expressed some concerns about the look forward. Overall, though, if this can hold at or around the 50, I would say, okay, I'm all right with it still. Had a good trade on it back here. Wasn't chopped around a little and then got moving and made some money with it. Merck versus AbbVie. Let's take a look. So AbbVie was not great. Let's take a look at MRK. Same, right? Like you're just like, it's sort of falling and then falling, lower high, lower low. It's under the 50. It's not super enticing. Choppy indeed. Agreed. APH looks great. A little pullback. It's already kind of, the buyers are like itching. You can feel them. They're kind of trying to come in there. So APH on the list. AVGO getting close. It's getting close. They're stepping up to the plate. Looks like they're ready to swing. AXP, not yet. But the sellers have had the floor for a week and a half. They just can't do anything. So, yes, the buyers have taken a break. It's paused. How concerning is that to me? Not really that much. ChatGPT was a 4. What would it expect compared to us? Really the same thing. I mean, that's a marginal difference. There was a little bit more concern, and I actually said, I think that it may need a reevaluation. Because if we catch a good bullish bounce here, the 5 is definitely going to play. So remember that it's early in its understanding. I expect that as we go forward and continue to do more, it will refine its own answers. It's going to kind of learn. I'm leaving each one as an ongoing dialogue so that we can continue to fine tune and refine what it sees. But now I think that it was exactly the same as us by way of. It's bullish. It lacks a little breadth. That's a good question. I think as we go forward, maybe that's a question I'll ask it. Maybe that's something we start to do is really draw out what are the implications of that. But yeah, good question. I don't know who you are because you came in as iPhone. I'm sure that's not your name. If it is, we have some additional conversations. Bank of America pulling back, which is fine. Pulling back. That's kind of a big one, though, actually. Why is Bank of America down 3%? Citigroup's down 1.5%. So interestingly, Bank of America is down more, but also went up further and made a new higher high. Citigroup is down less, but didn't get up where it was supposed to. So I like AXP still. It looks real strong. The banks, a little less so. Still bullish, though, overall. Caterpillar. Ooh, Caterpillar. Caterpillar setting up here. The selling pressure slowing down. Come on down. CCJ. Oh, man, I got to tell you, I really... Oh, they did report. Oh, okay. So I was like, oh, earnings, but it's they reported this morning. They were expecting to get 22 cents. They only got 5. But it's holding up. I mean, it was still profitable. I'm still going to think about it. I'm going to wait for it to turn, obviously. But the fact that, it could have been catastrophic. It's down less than 2%. Celestica, CLS, looks fine. I mean, it still looks like it could pull back a little bit more, but so far, it's holding up. Its trend is still fantastic. COF, holding up. Coinbase, I'm getting ready to throw it off the list. We had a great trade on it not long ago. We had a great trade, but it really failed here. It held this hiccup, higher low, turned, and then just fell apart. I mean, right now, Bitcoin is kind of going through a thing. Let me take a look at that. Here's Bitcoin. They talked about it breaking below 100,000. I mean, I guess it touched below 100,000. Right? I mean, it touched below 100,000. I wouldn't say it broke below 100,000. But yeah, it's pretty strong. Not strong, but pretty strong of it. The 100 held. You can see it tested it before. Barely got below it. And pretty strong support. And it tested just below and then took off again. So I don't know. Let's keep an eye on it. All right, what's next? Where were we? We were Cisco. Cisco looks great, unfortunately. Earnings are a week from today, and I just don't know that there's going to be enough time, right? I just don't know that there's going to be enough time. Okay, what else? Okay, Delta. Delta's under the 50, not loving it. Dash reports earnings. Oh, they report tomorrow, today after the market. I don't think that one's looking very good. Well under the 50. Diamonds look strong. Ford. Ooh, Ford. Ford is starting to, with Ford's one we've been looking at. And this one could look to go. So that looks pretty strong. GE for industrials, that looks like it's setting up. Let's see how gold, checking in on gold. So gold held support. It turned like it was going to go, and then a little bit of a hiccup, and it's trying to bounce off the hiccup. So that one looks interesting right now. Okay, let's keep going. Google. Oh, Google. We had a nice trade on Google. Nice trade on Google. Oh no, that was not a formal trade actually. That was not an alert, but that was one that we talked about as a group, and I think there were several who ended up taking it. So okay. Goldman, iffy. Robin Hood, today after market. That one could turn into something. Howmet. I think Howmet's moving towards a setup here. Okay. What else? Tell me if I'm missing any for anyone as we go along. IBM. Ooh, IBM's getting close maybe. Intel's getting close maybe. IWM is holding up. Lumentum. Oh, look at theirs. We were talking about earnings. They were looking for 59 cents. They got $1.10. Smashed it. Made a big jump higher today. 20%. Yeah, there's nothing we can do with that but watch at this point, right? Nothing we can do but watch. Okay, let's keep looking. MC, we have it on the list, but I just don't think there's nothing really good in the Visa or MasterCard credit spaces. AXP, Capital One, those are both holding up. But as far as the bigger credit companies go, I'm going to say we'll watch one of the two, but not really looking for a trade in that space right now. It's good to have an idea of what's going on there, but those guys are really struggling. I think Visa was even worse. We tried to switch to MasterCard. Yeah, they're both about the same, actually. Meta getting trounced. They're talking about Meta's foray into AI being very similar to the whole metaverse. They're like the huge investment into the metaverse, which you don't hear anything about. Nobody cares about the metaverse. Morgan Stanley's still holding up. So there's a couple of banks that are holding up. Morgan Stanley, American Express, Capital One, but there's definitely some concerns. There's definitely some concerns when it comes to the financial sector right now. Industrials really picking up the pace. Consumer discretionary showing a little bit more, but it seems like financials is, as a growth sector, a little bit more of a struggle. Microsoft, it's got to turn soon if it's going to have viability. It's kind of at the same low, so it's not worse, but it's not really holding up that well either. Micron. Ooh, Micron. We were looking for a pullback on Micron. I mean, it's good for the whole sector. We have a good number of chip peripheral stocks that we're watching in the tech group. Its trend is strong. It's still pushing forward. I would say helpful, but not tradable in this regard. Netflix, not doing well. Netflix is one I always watch. It's one of the big ones that it's just good to have a sense of what it's doing. But certainly nothing that looks like we're looking for a trade anytime soon. Northrop Grumman in consolidation. So there's really nothing here right now. We need to see one of these reversal patterns take shape. We'll keep watching that. Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia. I might actually. It's interesting. This line is like, now that it pulled back, it's reached. I think Nvidia could be looking for another one of these. Possibly over here. I can't put it on. Let me open up my days. Time axis. Let's give it 20 days. And let's duplicate. Let's activate this. Okay. Does that have time before earnings? No, maybe not. It would have to go faster, although that's in the realm of what could happen. All right, let's leave that there. Let's leave that there. I'm feeling bullish on Nvidia. So let's see. Palantir gapped down after earnings. Now it's pulling back, but I got to tell you, the trend is still holding up. If it gives us a higher low, still holding up. QQQ, trend is still holding up. Reddit. I don't know. I'm going to leave Reddit a little longer. But overall right now, I would say that it's in this type of a consolidation here. Let's just kind of see what happens next. Rocket Lab. Yeah, that one's struggling as well. Silver, trying to make a little bounce. SoFi. I like SoFi. We had a decent trade on SoFi. It was a profitable trade. Didn't knock it out of the park by any stretch, but trend is holding up, and I think this one is still looking viable going forward. The SPY today is holding up. It's up 0.25%. So if you missed it, one of the things we talked about yesterday was this big drop, and it wasn't really that big of a drop actually, but this drop yesterday. What was the volume profile? Average. There was no above average volume there. Okay, Tesla. Not really. It's kind of in a little bit of a cup and handle, like a above the 50 cup and handle. Boom, boom. Anything through here would still be viable. So if you like trading it, I hope I never, I really don't do a lot of trading on Tesla, but I know it's a big part of the market. So I tend to watch it from a purely technical standpoint. A trade definitely looks like it could be setting up here. TSM looks like it could also be moving into setup, though I think we have better. I think NVIDIA is better. Uber gapped down on earnings, but held. And then moved back up, and now it's sitting around the 94 level. We've been here before many, many times. Right? I mean, this is its mean is right through the middle of this path right here. Tradable today. I don't see a lot yet. I think we need one more day. Anybody have one that they're thinking about that they're like, I might pull the trigger on this today? Give it to me if so. Let me know if that's the case. UUP up. VIX. Ooh, look at that VIX coming down. I don't know. If I get that VIX coming down like that, if it looks like that towards the second half of the day and there's a signal, I'm going to look to take it. Walmart. I don't know about Walmart. I don't know. I think it needs to break the consolidation. Okay. What else? Let's go through the XLs. XLB. Oh, Melody went and did a little. She said the AEIS, nice chart at low liquidity. Have to learn how to. That's the tough thing, Melody. Actually, I'm going to disagree with you. Not that I'm going to disagree. It has low liquidity. I trust that you looked into it, and I agree, and I'll agree with you. What I'm going to say is, it's hard to look into that via Finviz. We kind of have to just pull them over. So I actually think that of the ones that I found, a couple of them won't make the cut. GTX may not make the cut. SES SES doesn't definitely know. REAL may not make the cut. So honestly, I think you did right. You find it, you start watching it, you go look at the liquidity and you say, do I want to? Sometimes it might be close. So no, that's good. That's a good exercise. Do I ever day trade the SPX? If I'm going to do it, I tend to do the SPY simply because of its vast liquidity. It's so easy to get in and out. And the SPX is liquid. It's not as liquid. I mean, there's nothing trades options at the level the SPY does from a volume and an open interest standpoint. And so I have more of a tendency, if I'm going to do it, to day trade like the Qs or the SPY. If I'm going to index trade, day trade. So good question. There is a measure of if you do a lot of it, and the thing is I don't do a lot of it. If I did a lot of it, I might, simply because there's a tax rule around the SPX. A lot of people don't realize this. But when you trade the SPX, I'm gonna massacre this. 60% of your gains are considered long-term, regardless of how long you hold it. I believe that's what it is, and it comes from tax code that actually oversees futures. I'm massacring this. I'm gonna integrate ChatGPT real fast. Okay. It is significant. Okay. 60/40. Yes. Maybe I didn't massacre it. Section 1256. Section 1256. Options on broad-based indexes like SPX qualify under IRS Code 1256 are taxed that 60% of the gain or loss is treated as long-term, 40% is short-term. The holding period doesn't matter. So if you traded SPX and you made $10,000, 6,000 of that is going to be at the long-term rate, which is 20%. And the other 40% is taxed at your short-term, which is whatever your bracket is. So it can save, 10-15%. It's not, it's, yeah, okay. That's what it is. Does it also apply to the SPY? No, that's an ETF. It only applies to index-based options. SPX, NDX, VIX, they're broad-based, so because they're broad-based index options, cash settled, European style. European style means you cannot do it you cannot exercise prior to expiration day. It aligns with the 1256 tax treatment. Anyway, there you go. But look into it. As I'm just saying, like, if you did a lot of it and you were succeeding at it, you might say, oh, you know what? I'm going to try to get a little bit of a tax benefit from that. So, okay, the rest of the XLs. XLC, communication services, trying to hold up. Energy, kind of sideways. Financials, a little under sideways. This is one of our concerns, is financials. It's really kind of struggling. Industrials is trying to get an uptrend going again. Trying to create a higher low here. So industrials is the next strongest supporting category. I should have done industrials yesterday. Maybe we'll do it on Thursday together. Technology looks great. Staples look horrible. Utilities, fine. Maybe trying to hold the 50. We'll keep an eye on that. Healthcare looks pretty good. And consumer discretionary also trying to pick up. So I would say the three strongest of our core growth sectors would be obviously technology. And then just behind, I would say industrials is next. And then consumer discretionary and communication services are trying to figure it out. Let's hope they do. Let's hope that we can get a little bit more of a number in our market posture. Speaking of market posture, is anything changing or not holding up? I would say as of now, no. If this holds and starts to turn, this new trend is definitely the steepest angle we've seen in a while right here, right? This is, better than what we were seeing here. Not by a ton. It's not a ton better, but it's better. You can see the steepness is, which is why we moved it to 1.5. So that looks good. If you look at here, this looks fine. Now, for me, as long as it doesn't break here, and if it turns, I will need it to get through the red line, though, to hold. It has to bounce off of this line. If it doesn't bounce off this line, if it were to go below that, I would take away some points. If it goes up, it has to go through this line because we need it to look like these, which are steeper. Hopefully that makes sense. But nothing in the meantime. I mean, nothing in the this week, next week, the week after. Unlikely that we change our score in that period of time. Okay. We're almost done. Time flies. Don't forget, market forecasting, make it strong. Define it. Talk about how it transitions from the defined activities into market posture and trading posture. And then really think about the implications. How are you going to take the implications of your read on market conditions and turn them into this? Okay, questions. I mean, you guys have been asking questions all the way along, but any questions? Are we feeling all right? I'm gonna say probability is pretty low. If we have a good afternoon, then there may be a trade today. Definitely coming this week as long as this holds up. Absolutely still bullish. 100% I agree. 100% I agree. It's good to see everybody. To the schedule. Glenn will be here tomorrow morning. What day is today? It's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Glenn will be here tomorrow morning. And then both of us will do our thing tomorrow evening. Let's continue searching. Let's flesh out our watch list a little bit more and see where it puts us. And then we'll go from there. So, great to see everybody. I will see you tomorrow evening. Let's definitely continue the conversation if it's necessary, or if you have any questions, comments, or observations you want to make, put them into the circle chat. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, and as always, happy trading.